Hey guys, it's Kevin again. Gonna color the cover for Strange City Heroes Volume 2, Number 1. I already started doing a little bit of the stuff just to save some time on the video. First, I just wanted to tell you that what I'm going to show you is not necessarily the way everyone would color a comic, because I use basic color in mine. If you're going to go full out and try to make a completely shaded and everything that you could possibly do colored comic, you might want to get this book I got. I don't know if you can see it. It's called Hi-Fi Color for Comics. It's about $24.99. Probably get it at Barnes & Noble or Borders or somewhere like that. Real good book, shows you just about everything you can need to know how to color something in Photoshop. My way is going to be a little bit different. So what we're going to show you is, I'm going to zoom in on this if I can. Maybe too much. Okay. I don't know if you can see it too well, but I have 3 layers: background, color, and black. You always want to have the black layer on first. The best way to imagine that this is if there's pieces of plastic with the drawing on it. They're layered on top of each other, so you always want your black on top, and this background is the scanned image that I originally had. What I'm going to do is delete. After I do that, I copy it twice and name one black and one color. I just delete that layer, and you might be saying, well, why are you going to do that? Well, there's a good reason for that. Now, let me zoom back out. Wrong way. Okay. The image I have on the left over here that just zoomed in, that now has a color layer and a black layer. What you do then, you go under here and you select color range, and you just click on the white and you hit OK, and it's going to make a little dotted line that goes around everything in there. And basically, you hit delete on that layer and delete on that layer. Now you have a clear background. And so you hit your magic wand tool, if you know what that is. You're going to have to know a little bit about Photoshop to understand everything I'm telling you. That's why you'll know that there is no Photoshop button. So then you want to get back onto your color level, and just usually you can have a color palette of swatches here. And I had one, but it got deleted some kind of way with all my colors. So basically all I do is grab another picture that I've already done and just snag my colors until I get around to remaking that palette. So let's see. We got this guy, and we've selected the yellow. Now, I'm on the color layer, so I just dump it into where the color needs to be. And, this is really pretty basic stuff, so it's no big deal. Now, I'm going to show you something. There's a little eye thing here, and if I turn that off, the color goes away, and then I can go to the black layer. Now that's good for if you're using multiple layers. Like, you should have, if you're doing full color stuff, you should have several different color layers. A lot of times it'll be CMYK, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. The K is black. It's like Latin or something. But we're working in RGB. It's red, green, blue, and that's only because the printer I use wants it to be that way. Normally, when you print, you have to print CMYK, but these guys are using a digital printer or something, and so it's not necessary for them to have CMYK. But if you go to a printing press, 100% of the time going to be CMYK. Okay, so then all I do, and I just made a mistake. Hold on. See what I did? I put color on the black layer, so I got to go back and undo that before we mess it up. And there's a reasoning why you want to keep that black layer solid, because you can erase lines on your color layer and it won't show. Like, I could get rid of this whole space right here on the color layer, but it'll show up like the black will still show up over it, but you won't see the parts that you erase. So you just want to be careful to keep your color, your black layer, secure. You can lock it actually so I wouldn't accidentally do that. But I'm trying to go fast. Now, let me show you. Since I'm on the color layer, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I keep hitting the wrong button, guys. Oops, gotta zoom out. Okay. Now I'm going to add some gray, which I got off of that guy. I don't really like the way his head looks over there. That's why we're doing a new cover. But you see how I take this and I go over the black, and it's not showing up, but it is showing up on the inside. And I'll show you on the yellow. So you see how it showed up on that yellow right there, but not on the black. That's because the black is over it. So that's why you do that. It's like you're working underneath. So let me undo that. Edit. So basically, I'm just going to put in some gray, kind of as shadow on this guy, which you probably won't be able to see too good on the camera, but it'll show up when I get to the next part. And if you mess up, you can always go back and tweak it a little bit. And my comic is real simple with the color, just because I'm trying to keep a kind of an old school feel to it, and if you look at comics from the 60s and 70s, even in the 80s, there's not a whole lot of in betweens. There's just a lot of flat color and everything, and I kind of want my comic to look that way, sort of, but a little bit different. And if I had a lot more time, I would really try to learn how to do a lot more as far as the full color stuff, because a lot of those guys are really, really good at what they do, and I respect it quite a bit. Okay, so then and basically my formula is, for every color there is a darker or lighter color that goes with it. So as you can see, his cape, like the gray goes with the white, but his cape, the only shadow is this color that you can see me doing now, which is just a darker version of the yellow. It's more of a almost a yellow ochre color, and it fits well with him, I think. And basically, it's I usually kind of go around a lot of the edges of things with it, and every once in a while I'll throw it into just a patch of it somewhere, but you don't really need that too much. And once we're done with this, I'm going to actually put it on the page. Now, for this guy, I usually, the little smiley face and this thing right here, they don't get any shadow to them. They just get the solid color, which I got to zoom in because I got a little bit of fudge up. Okay, we got to go here. So what I do is take the original color. Those guys stay yellow, which we got, and the little the thing that holds it together is always that solid color. And then you can come in and get the little spots you missed. Closer you do. It's a lot easier to do when you just have big spaces like I have mostly of color. Now there are times when you'll have a picture that is really tight and you don't want to mess up, so you have to go in tight like that and make sure you got all your little spots. And I want to put a little bit on his head. So we get that. Now I go outside the lines a lot of times if I know it's easy to clean up. So if it was something I couldn't, I'd be being real careful with that. But maybe I create a little extra work for myself. But like I just did, you see that. But it's probably helping you learn a little bit on, as far. I didn't want to do that. Some of the little things you can do, showing you that there's more to Photoshop than just pressing a button. Okay. So sometimes you go over things and over things and over things and you still mess up. And normally you would do this a little slower, so I wouldn't be making silly mistakes. I'd adjust the size of my paintbrush and all that stuff. Okay, so then we got him like that, and we just need to put a background color now. That purple on this side over here, it looks a lot different than on this camera, I'm sure. But I'm not going to use... That's the purple I use for the cover of the webcomic, which that is actually the cover of #1 webcomic. And I use that for the cover of #1 on the original #1. So we're going to do something a little wild here. And so I can find I'm going to get a red maybe. And I can't find red. There we go. Well, guys, there's no red there, so we'll just make a red. We'll give it a good punch up. Okay, now that I'm just gonna punch it in. Ooh, that's too hot. Now I don't know if we want to do that. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Let's go with maybe a blue. Yeah. Now, if you look, you can see we've got a little bit of yellow poking out in some spots, but then there's a little blue too. So you got to go in and touch that, and then you come over and you get your little eraser. Nope. Excuse me, you don't want... Gotta remember to change your colors too. And then you get that. See, that's the reasoning for having multiple layers. You wouldn't have a lot of this, but like I said, it's not really necessary in the limited amount of coloring I'm doing. It's really for when you get more advanced coloring, and which I'm not going to show you any of that because it just takes too long, and I never have reason to do it. If I'm going to go detail coloring, I'm going to probably do it by hand anyway. If I want more shading and all that stuff, a lot of people have given up the hand coloring, which I don't blame them, because once you get a hold of doing it like this, you save yourself time and money as far as being creative stuff. Okay, so that's that for this, and we're going to end this video just showing you one more thing. When you're finished, you flatten it, and once you flatten it, all the stuff that disappeared out the background turns white, and there you go. That's gonna be what the cover looks like. But we're gonna pick that up in the next part. So that's it for this one, and I'll be back.